I'll treat you like to spin fire. The NFT and ours are diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your meme coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel.
Yo, guys, Mega GM. You got me, cutie. You got me there. Dude, I think that's Choina's doing. Choina celebrates. Let's get the chat up on the screen, dude. Happy Friday to you guys. Yeah, I'm celebrating May 23rd. Little bit of a curveball in the market this morning. Yeah, fucking rascal Donald Trump. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. How can you not be seeing what we saw just the past couple days here? And then even today's a gift. Even today's a fucking gift. Trump announcing some pretty big tariffs. Some pretty big tariffs directed at the EU. And by the way, I mean, I'll show you some quotes here, but I am probably betting here that gets changed today. Probably another announcement today that a deal's reached. You know what I mean? Like, expecting that's how this plays out. Big old nothing burger. I think the market just shakes this right off. We'll talk about it. What's up, Steven? Good morning, man. Panic, good morning. Who's here? Hang on. Katz is here. Good to see you, brother. Sorry, I'm doing this a little more casual lately, right? I got to. There's so much different extra work going in now to the Swarm report, and it's going to get really fucking cool. A couple of you guys I did a tease. Please don't share that here, but there's a little tease of what's coming on that side, and it's going to be really fucking cool. Big change. Showtime's going to change, all that stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Do you guys want me to share a token that I got into that I'm hearing about in for me, groups that matter, that have like a really high batting average, right? Like groups that I got, like Mudang called it like 2 or 3 mil or 5 mil, something like that. And if you guys remember, like Key Dog called it like 150K. And there's a few coins that I've had called in this specific group, and they've always done well. If you guys want it, the market cap isn't tiny. I'll tell you this. I got into this coin at like 1.5 mil. And it's up, and I'm still hearing more good stuff about it. And at this point, too, like Kuka shilled it. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I like that. Friday morning alpha. Kuka shilled this too, and it's moved a little since then. But the things I'm hearing about it, people are still expecting a good amount of upside, 2-3x even from here, and potential for a lot more. Again, you've probably heard of this coin, but it's fuck coin. Excuse me. Yeah, Kook. Well, I'll tell you this, man. I've done really well on Kook calls. He's dialed in. If you can tell the difference between a Kook paid shill and something like organic that he likes and believes in, you'll do really well. Kook is really fucking good. I was surprised that this didn't really cook off the Cook call, right? Like he called it and moved a little, like it for sure moved, but it didn't send it to 10, 20 mil. But it's a different group I heard it in that I've made a lot of money from just following their calls, and it's the right people that are then looking at this. And again, I heard this at like 1.5 mil. It's up, but not up to where I think everybody's expecting it to go. So I'll put it on the radar because I do share with you guys anything I get into. I didn't share it last week just because I don't know. I don't know why I didn't. But I'm not selling. I'm still in. I'm holding it till like 10 mil or so. But I guess seeing the past couple of days, like it go from that, 1.5 back up to like 2.7. I'm like, it's worth at least having it on your radar and watching, just so you know that there's a lot of other eyes on this coin. 2,500 holders, good narrative. I think Matt Fury just changed his PFP yesterday to the middle finger too. And you see, well, why don't we peek at that real quick? And then we got to go look at everything. Virtuals, the Virgin token, the new launches today, the Nancy token, the crypto market, some NFTs that are moving. So hang on, Matt. If Matt changes, see, Matt did change his PFP to this. He did. I think this matters. I think it does because you guys have seen the Zeus token. There's a new dog token called Zeus. It's based off of Pepe's dog. And I think it's run up to like a 10 mil market cap. And so if Zeus does well, then man, I think Fuckcoin does well. If Matt's gonna rock that PFP, right? Just like really like loose relation between the two, but still it's something there. So anyway, Fuckcoin. I mean, not big. I got like 2 soul into it, maybe 3, and it's worth maybe almost 4 right now. It's probably worth 4 or just over. I like it if I were more liquid, which I could be. I like the spot I'm in now. Like I'm not, you guys know how I trade in my bags, not big bags. All right. I put what, $70 into Virgin yesterday worth, I mean, dude, we got to talk about this. That's $70 I put into Virgin yesterday from the pre-sale and then buying some at 2 mil market cap, 2.3 mil, and then airdrop from Vader worth like $800. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. I want to make sure you guys are plugged into virtuals as hard as possible. I'm going to record a video later today. Goal is 5 to 10 minutes. That's a quick like TLDR on what is virtuals, how do you get in, how do you play it. And I want to record that. I might not edit it or I might just chop it just to make it quick, but looking to do that today. Because everybody needs to get into virtuals. And I'll tell you, man, I still think most people are not. I still think most people think they missed it. And big old mistake. What's up, Gravity? Good morning, man. And Maverick, good to see you, man. I appreciate you, the shout out from you. Yeah, we'll keep the alpha coming. You know, the great thing is if we have a good few months ahead of us, and I think we do, and I'm still it's different this time guy, right? Like I'm that guy. We have a few great months ahead of us. And I'm hopeful that we have actually more like a good 2-ish years ahead of us. I don't think we're talking about a cycle now. I don't. But the cool thing is between you guys, between me and the groups and the connections we've formed over the past few years, we're very plugged in, just like we did this in the fall. And just like we did last cycle, we're very plugged in. We get into many, many, many things incredibly early. Incredibly early. Anybody who's newer here, man, Marty, I saw your DM, by the way. I think that's spicy. We should chat. If you're newer here and you know, maybe just haven't followed maybe some of the stuff from 6-ish months ago, right? We got into like GOAT at a 2 mil market cap. The thing ripped to what, 700 mil, like huge, right? We got into Moodang at 2 to 5 mil. Like we get into a lot of the big coins very, very early. And it's not just that, like, what's the best way to say it? We talk about them. We spend whole episodes talking about those coins and why they look so good. We talked about virtuals in the fall. Man, we did all of it. And so if you do like the coin call, I don't do calls, right? But if you want to hear about the coins early that are probably going to matter a lot, we get them all. Most of them. Like House Coin, I looked at it, I never talked about it on the show, right? But most of the big coins we talk about very early here. Anyway, that's my version of a self-promotion, I guess, right? Special like on the show, we're live on Abstract and X, not on Arena. I'm having some weird like tech issues over there, whatever. But live in those typical places. But come over to YouTube, subscribe over here. Hang on. What is this bullshit? Oh, okay, cool. That's good. ACP is going to get really interesting. Dude, I love this. I love that. The Virgin thing's awesome. I love that there's people, it's like me and Cats, and there was somebody here in the chat yesterday. His name's Biggie, right? Not the Biggie we're used to, but a Biggie. And he put in one virtual into Virgin. He got his what? 50x? Wild. It's incredible, man. 7x from if you got in at that, 2.3 mil market cap like I did. And we're going to keep eating like that. We will keep doing it. Now, okay, last thing about the show, but the changes that are coming, right? Like moving the swarm report to this time. That's almost definitely happening, like 99.5% chance that's happening. What that means is Chain Reactor, like this show, doesn't necessarily have a set time that I go live. It's more like I'll go live when something's happening out there, which hopefully is daily, right? Still during the day. But if something happens like big token launch is happening, well, boom, we go live with Chain Reactor. We react to it live. We trade live. We just do this stuff like we react to stuff as it's happening. So that's what I think this turns into. So that's the idea here. Anyway, subscribe here so you catch all the shows, all the content, all the videos, all the alpha. You can follow me at Hudah_idiot. I'll be live Saturday, Sunday, just on my personal accounts. It's just fun. It's a little more, I don't want to say degen or anything like that. It's just stuff that like it's more personal. So I don't want to attach certain things to Crypto Slam's name, just in case. So just a heads up, still stream 7 days a week, but definitely follow Crypto Slam IO over on X. This is where the great shit lives, content wise, data wise, and big product releases coming too. A lot of that in partnership with Slam AI and our flagship agent, the Swarm_AI. ACPs are coming really soon. I still really believe, guys, that to get the ACP tokens, you're going to stake the agent tokens. I really think that's how it's going to work. It's not that I know that. It's not like the Virtuals guys or anybody in the ACP told me that. It just makes sense. We see how like Vader and Virtuals keeps rewarding stakers. I think it just makes sense that ACP tokens will come through staking agent tokens. Would be cool. Would be fucking cool. This cycle, man, it's different. It is different. I don't know. I can't get with the guys who think that we have a couple months of a run and then we pull back and we, head into typical, cycles. Like bear market comes next, right? I can't see it. I can see it if we don't have these big external factors. I can see it if we don't have everything coming on chain. I can see it if the world isn't moving to Bitcoin. I could see that then. But instead, I see what's coming here, which is like the adoption we've dreamed of for over a decade. I see that playing out. I see that stablecoin regulation actually passing and everything again moving on chain. And so I have a hard time seeing us not getting to that, 1 mil market cap in a few years for Bitcoin. I have a hard time seeing tons of people, I'm talking millions of new people coming on chain, not just to trade in a bull market, but to, to understand everything has changed and they're here. I have trouble thinking this great part of the run that's coming is done in a couple months here. That's happening. Yeah, I mean, we could basically bookmark that. I'm really fucking bullish. Becker's got a lot of, I like Becker tweets because they're bullish tweets, but inches away from normies beginning to save their money in Bitcoin. Yep. 500,000 a coin will happen easily. Yep. And probably in a couple of years here. That's actually possible this cycle. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible. Small chance that happens this cycle, whatever cycle means. Everybody needs to be trying to get one full Bitcoin. I still think the best way to do it, well, I guess now farm virtual swap to Bitcoin, but man, ordinals and runes are so under the radar still. In fact, guys, they're so under the radar that there's somebody very close to me, but I think their conviction's a little shook on ordinals, which to me is a great sign. It is. As crazy as that might sound, if somebody who believes in ordinals is like confidence a little shaken, I know how that changes in an instant, right? In an instant, when those ordinals do pump, and they're gonna pump. There's no way they do not pump when NFTs pump. It just tells me how the degree of the low that we're at right now in ordinals, and that's when I want in. That's exactly what I want in. Now this morning, market kind of rocked. Get the fuck out of here, Marty. We got a problem when Marty is finally bullish on ordinals. When Marty's finally bullish on ordinals is when you need to be selling. That's when it's over. And yeah, dude. Yeah. Market's cooking. You've seen it. Bitcoin's been hanging at, 111K. It's been magic. And then kind of out of nowhere, although we should expect it. Expect the unexpected here. Expect chaos. Expect the volatility. But Donald Trump tweets out that the EU been really difficult to trade with and to deal with and to barter with and whatever. And effective June 1st, fuck these guys, 50% tariffs in the entire European Union. This guy, dude, he's such a fucking menace. And so you see what's going on in the market based on just that. Down, 2.5%? That's Bitcoin right there. What was ETH down? 4%. Solana down just 0.8%. Looking fine. I think the market is shaking because we know how this plays out. We get the fuddy news, and then we bounce right back in a few weeks or a month or whatever it is. We know now we bounce back. We know that this isn't where we settle. And so I think everybody sees like the energy that's loaded up. Nobody's getting shaken out from this news. If you are, good luck to you, man. The Bitcoin hanging around 108K looks great. Looks fucking great. ETFs yesterday. Oh, dude, a monster day. Wow. Almost $1 billion inflows in the Bitcoin ETFs. 934 million. Again, Bitcoin ETFs there. Monster week too. Wow. On the ETH side, 110 million inflows. Love it. Man, incredible fucking things coming here. And Texas now officially the third state here. Well, let's say not officially, but just about. But is going to become the third state to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve past the Senate, past the House. Now, Greg Abbott just got to sign that bad boy, and he is going to sign. He's been tweeting out really bullish stuff about Bitcoin. Here we go. He's absolutely signing this. So Texas will become the third state. And I don't know if we've seen states buying yet. I'm not sure. But that happens. More states establish these strategic Bitcoin reserves. The United States at some point will begin buying Bitcoin. I mean, man, the sell pressure. I should say the buy pressure. I don't think we're really even seeing it yet. Not in this market. Thoughts on Captimal? I don't know what Captimal is, Hoods. Should I know? I'll check it out. I don't know what it is. But you know that cycle, the 4-year thing? Again, I like the guys who talk bullish, right? It's confirmation bias. I'm all about it. But still looking, we show this a lot. The liquidity cycle and the business cycle. And man, if virtuals agent. Let's peek at that then. Yeah. Okay. Bitcoin price follows M2. It just does. That plays out every time. It just does. And it does until it doesn't, but just it does. But same with business and liquidity cycles. And Tective showing this chart again. And guys, we're at the bottom of this business cycle. And it's getting, actually, his point here is the cycles are getting longer. And it matches right up with our Bitcoin cycles. They're also getting longer. At least like the bullish periods there. We're much longer here. From 2022, is it? Yeah, from 2022, which is the peak of the last cycle. I buy it. It makes sense. And add on to that the changes that are happening here in the States. Well, it's around the world, but here in the States. Oh, yeah, interesting. Matches up here with the Benner cycle. Hang on, where are we at here? That puts us what? That puts us heading towards here, like where we have our like local peak in 2026. No, actually it's in 2026, next year. Next year's the top. As great as things get this year, right? We all think 150K Bitcoin very much in play. But maybe peak is actually next year at some time. I buy it. I do. Keep an eye on this. Again, I get a lot of people saying all-time high this summer, all-time high this fall. That is going to happen. I don't think that's the, one last push. I don't think it is. And again, more people I respect, who I absolutely am listening to and who have been consistent in what they're saying. Matt Hogan, CIO of Bitwise, saying the Genius Act could trigger a multi-year crypto rally. Yeah, I see it. It just makes sense. I have a hard time seeing why it wouldn't. I have a hard time seeing like the rails for crypto being set up, the green light for everything to move on chain. And this opens the door for, just everything, RWAs and, financial institutions moving on chain. Actually, let me make sure I got this bookmark. But everything comes on chain. And I have to, guys, I got to believe that's incredibly bullish for ETH and Sol and all of it, just all of it. hang on. Again, I want to find this bookmark because it's it's definitely related to that. Let me peek here. It was about a bunch of banks. Like, here we go. Here we go. JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, maybe going to issue a joint stable coin, right? You know, like what's coming is just it's fucking wild. Look, they issue their own stable coin, and then you can picture this, right? Right in their own, banking apps for their customers. You start seeing where people can just swap to stables right there. And maybe from there it's swapped directly for Bitcoin. And it's coming where you can get paid in, stable coins. It's coming. And it just brings everybody on chain. Doesn't mean they degen with us, but we play that percent game. And this happens in marketing. For every 100 customers you reach out to, you land one of them. Or for every 1,000 you land one. Whatever the number is, it's the same here. For every X number of people that come on chain, X percent of them come and they go explore. They kind of are here forever. Some of those guys, you get millions of new people. And, at this point, we're going to be talking like tens of millions of new people from around the world, really, but tens of millions here in the States. And a percent of them are coming on chain and they're going to get into collectibles and they're going to get into investing. It's only going to grow. Mike, greed and manipulation from elite leaders, the number one threat, like Rome. Decentralization and transparency in government's the only hope. Like there's no stopping them. It being transparent at least helps everybody see it. Kind of like the past few years since, COVID, and really before that, probably for like almost 20 years before. But the age of the internet has really like put a light on how corrupt things are. And it's helped. It's helped. And the blockchain does exactly that too. It's just going to expose, a lot. Tech Dev putting out this chart too, showing it. This is basically showing the alt cycle. And I think this is a comparison of Bitcoin price and then like a range for altcoin. I don't know. Point is, I think alt season is loading. I hope. Everybody's hoping. Alt season, by the way, I think is going to be great for, memes, yeah, but the AI tokens, man. It just means people are ready to move from Bitcoin and start speculating on the surrounding things. I know, Moonship. It sounds crazy. But, blockchain is the hope. But it also, blockchain, the cool thing is, look, we're never going to beat those guys. But it does give everybody here a chance to kind of form our own, community. Like, not the best word for it, but money. I'm trying to think how I even want to say it. Money is power. This is a way for us to organize and consolidate money together in these communities. There's something really fucking wild and special about what's happening here. We'll never beat those guys, but we can certainly be doing our own thing, our own way, as best we can, right? Okay, so yesterday, Virgin launches on virtuals. It worked, man. We officially have the meme coin of the virtuals ecosystem, and it's as fucking awesome as I was hoping it could be, right? We talked about that we would see a meme coin at some point. We just knew at some point we'd see a meme coin. We saw this one. We're like, maybe this is it. Maybe. Watch it. It worked. It totally fucking worked. So we did this on stream yesterday. It was fucking so fun trading live and, feeling that energy live. And so a lot of us got in, whether it's pre-sale or getting in at low market cap. And dude, since that launch, all I felt is more and more and more energy around that token and feeling the community get like building. And me believing now more and more that we're not talking about a token that's going to be at 10 mil. It's already there and smashed it, by the way. But I think we're looking at a token that has a potential for 20 mil, which it got very close already. And what I really think is this token has a potential for 50 mil plus. 69 mil is the target now. Just because it fits. Bang, good morning, man. Dude, epic. And we'll keep doing that. But they, Vader's officially launched a Virgin account. So boom, community is like just growing, and thriving already, but tiny. Actually, how many holders? How many holders in Virgin? Let's check that out. Oh, and we're gonna peek at this in 30 minutes too. Nancy, that's the today's hot agent. That one's live. No all-time highs here yet, but 30 minutes left to commit. But for now, let's peek at Virgin. No records there either, but we will see a record market cap on this one for a Genesis launch. We're absolutely going to 13 mil market cap. Touched 16 or 17 mil. Yep, real community. This thing has such a different kind of potential than agent tokens, right? Agent tokens are limited by their utility, by their tech, all that stuff, right? They are. That you treat them like a utility token. Virgin, you don't. Virgin's a pure meme coin. Somebody who doesn't want to go touch Virtual's agents because they don't want to speculate on utility. They go speculate on a meme coin for the ecosystem. Everybody knows meme coins. Like a great meme coin market cap isn't 13 mil or 20 mil. Great meme coin market cap's 100 mil or 250 mil. And we see the great ones get to $1 billion plus. That's what people are going to start looking at the Virgin token as. And the bigger and better that the Virtual's, I guess, launchpad, Virtual's protocol does, the higher the ceiling for the Virgin token. Man, it's working. It's working already. It's a great fucking token. The community's already great. And look, the Vader team who's behind the token's crushing, absolutely crushing it. Okay, so Vader launched the token, and they airdropped a big chunk of the supply to Vader stakers. I recommend, guys, that you get Vader and stake it. I had some stake before, so I got some of this airdrop. I bought some more on this dip this morning, and I staked more. But they airdropped some of this token to, again, Vader stakers, virtual yappers, Pepe holders, Mog holders, Toshi, Degen, right? Like, these guys are amazing. They are. They just are. And it wasn't one airdrop. It was two. And so you got to look at how the Virtuals team and the Vader team, how they look at their actions. They continue to reward people who are staking. So they did the initial airdrop, again, to stakers. Well, a few hours later, guys, if you hadn't sold your airdrop, they airdropped more, like double. They ended up dropping you like 2 airdrops about the same amount. I ended up getting like 25,000, maybe 30,000 of the Virgin tokens. Guys, it was worth hundreds of dollars. And they keep doing that. Vader's airdropped tokens to stakers before. Virtuals has airdropped Axelrod and Arbus to their stakers before. It is going to keep happening. But I do want to mention, this all does come to an end at some point when nobody wants to buy agent tokens. But I don't think that happens till the true bear market comes. Until then, I think people really like agents. And even if we slow down, we launched our coin in a very slow period, right? We launched Swarm in a dead period for agents. Dead, fucking dead. But when you launch it at 200K market cap, there's still upside for people, even that kind of market. So this works even when it slows down. Again, bear market, like dead, like what bear market, that's different. When nobody just wants to, like, when nobody wants to trade, different. This ends then. But until then, man, Virtuals and Vader is going to be the gift that keeps giving. And it's through staking. And here's the thing, it sucks to think you're going to stake your coins and you're going to lock them up for what, a week, a month, maybe a year. And I max locked all my stuff up because what they've done so far is the airdrops they've given you equal more than what you staked. So I'm staking all that stuff right now. And I'm just thinking that's gone. That's money I'm never going to see again. But what I do is the money, the tokens that are airdropped, that's liquid. That's stuff I have now that I can sell and keep playing, keep, rolling that forward. And man, we're just like, what, a few weeks into the staking kind of rewards, and already people are even or up. I think Katz has covered all of his virtual buys at this point and probably is up. Gravity, there's just, this is what's interesting. Like, people ask me a lot, what's the next big one? And I'm like, dude, there's just no wrong answer. It's do any of them. It's just how the system works. You accrue points so fast if you're doing the right stuff, buying and then staking. You get points so fast, you're going to be right back in the game. The goal is find the fast track to points. Because when you see the can't miss drop, like Virgin turned into, or Axelrod, when you find the can't miss drop, you got to go all in on points on that. even if you don't get the best like allocation because you're kind of watered down, it's still all in on the biggest drops. The drops that have, the 50, 100, 200. We're going to see 1,000x on this platform. I think so. Depends how you're going to hold for a while, right? But all in on those. Yeah. You don't want to get in cooldowns. So you got to make it worth it, right? Points, fucking everything about points. So you can get max allocation of the biggest drops and get those. And I think you sell those and you take that cooldown hit. But I think for like 5, 10, 20 grand or possibly more, I think it's well worth it. I do. I think it's worth it for that. Also start doing 2 wallets so you can really, tweak your plan as you go. And if you take a hit on one, maybe other side you're not. You better be tweeting about stuff, guys. People are racking up points tweeting. Cats did really well with points here. From getting tokens and staking. Like there's so many ways to play. I think points are easier to okay, this is going to sound kind of both sides of the statement, right? Points are easier to come by than I think people realize. Also, there's going to be so many good launches that are going to see you, earning multiples here. You're going to still feel like you don't have enough points. But yeah, I mean, the system's really interesting in that you just don't want to sell. You got to find the right tokens to sell so you're not in points cooldown. Or that's why you need that other wallet, couple wallets for this stuff. But Vader, all the fees they're generating from this trading, they're using that money and buying back the Virgin token and burning it. This token is fucking wild. This token is it's the best thing for the platform right now. It's keeping everybody liquid. It's keeping people making money. Obviously, when you're making money, somebody's losing, at some point down the road. But right now, with the upside on this coin, man, this is perfect for the ecosystem. We do need to see more meme coins in here to keep this kind of thing going. Or this one just needs to get a lot higher and keep this liquid. The higher it goes, though, man, that money just cycles right back into the ecosystem. It's great stuff. So the game is really figuring out what coins to sell, though, right? And it's the agents that are unlocked. Trade those. You got to look for deals out here. Agents that are unlocked that have some upside, and there's plenty of those. Right now, I'm looking at the ACP agents. I'm looking at Axelrod. I bought some Axelrod and stake this morning. But I'm looking at the stuff that are the things that are already unlocked that you can trade freely and not take a hit. To me, it's the ACP agents. It's things like Giga, the tokens, the agent's Giga Brain, the token is Brain. Brain is at like a 5 mil market cap. I think that's an awesome agent. It's agents like the Swarm. What, 800K market cap? No penalty when you sell that. Going to come out in the Swarm. I think there's some really easy plays out here that and here's the game plan. It's like you buy those agent tokens now. I would say maybe don't even stake them. You probably get points for buying them, right? You get like the degen points, whatever. Maybe stake half, maybe don't stake any, but the play there, if you're trying to just get liquid, buy those agent tokens. ACP goes live and they announce, it's a lot of guessing here, but if they announce you get the ACP tokens from staking those agents, well, boom, demand for the tokens goes up. You sell then, no penalty. There you go. I think that's the play. Using Swarm as an example, and I'm not doing it because I'm trying to promote it. It's just the example. ACP goes live, and if they announce that, you stake the token to get the ACP token, then I'm like, man, does Swarm go to like a 3 mil market cap? Do you have a 3, 4, 5x in it? And no penalty if you sell it. So you can go hard into those kind of things. Right? Go hard into the ACP agent tokens. Again, that list of agents that are going to be in there. It's Axelrod, which is locked. You get a penalty if you sell that. It's I'm trying to remember the others that Axelrod mentioned. AI XBT is one of them. That one probably makes a ton of sense too. AI XBT, much higher market cap, but if you stake it to get these tokens, man, there's gonna be some buy pressure there. So Swarm, AIXBT, Axelrod, Qualia, I think it is that one. And I think Brain. I think that's the 5. I think that's the 5. QDL check. I got to remember what exactly, where that ended. But yeah, that's the plays now. Finding the things you can sell and not get the penalty, or have multiple wallets so you can sell and you're not, like dead for a week. And I do think they're going to tweak the points thing. It sounds like they're brainstorming that. Now, I've thrown out some suggestions out there. I think, be fun. Like the higher an agent's market cap, the bigger the diamond hand bonus. I think that'd be super cool. Incentivizes you to get into a token early, where at that point, if you think it's going much higher, well, you're getting the bonus, the multiples, the multiplier on your points, you're getting it cheaper. But also, like if agent's got like what, 20, 30, 50 mil market cap, 20, 30, 50 mil market cap, 100 mil, whatever. Higher market cap equals higher bonus multiplier on your points. You don't want to sell it, right? You won't want to sell it because you're getting the bonuses, points for that. I think that'd be interesting. I hope they consider it. What's up, Gift Ed? I mean, Nifty. I don't know why I used to think it's GIF on that account. Yeah, Virgin Spicy. I'll tell you, man, there's a ton of upside on that one still. 69 mil is honestly my target now. And also, like always though, like target the crazy, prediction. It's when like all-time high, like the euphoric part of the market, right? 69 mil is so fucking doable then. And I'm also wondering when they open up to Solana, do they wormhole this bad boy, right? Do they make this also a Solana token? That changes it too. And I think there's a chance they do that. So yeah, this one looks great. I actually, man, if I get liquid somewhere, I probably would buy a lot more. I really do think this one's got some serious legs. Serious legs. And people are staking it. And you do earn points from staking it. You don't get the bonus, right? But I think you can stake it, get some points still. It's a great one to just keep liquid and trade and make some virtual, though. Good shit. This platform's fucking amazing. This is where you should be playing. Again, I'm going to put out a video today that walking you through the basic stuff you guys know already, but what the platform is, what points are, why do you need points, how do you get points, and then how do you pick great projects? And it'll be basic. Again, surface level. It's stuff you guys will all know, but this is to help get people who have no idea where to start, get them in here. Dude, someone asked on the stream yesterday for me to look at Hub and what I thought of that. And I'm like, I don't think much of it, but I looked at it again live yesterday. I'm like, man, I don't know. Maybe there's something because it's got a big account attached to it, right? So I looked at it again last night. Now I remember why I didn't think much of it. So Agent Hub had some kind of like little NFT tie-in, right? And I'm not going to go deep in this because you'll see pretty quickly why I think this sucks. So I go to the account and I'm like 95,000 followers. Mario Nafal falling. I'm like, that's not a great sign that Mario's falling, but it's a big account. So like this probably matters. This probably gets to, 100%. And like everything, you launch at 200K, you're probably going to 5 or 10 or 20x your money. Okay, but then I start looking through the tweets and like just if you look at the engagement, you realize whatever this is bullshit, right? Like 6 likes and no likes and 3 and 4 likes, right? Like whatever this is fake. Fake is in like those followers were bought or they're followers from like, a much older project or platform that's dead. And it's just the accounts being repurposed. This is not real. You don't have 90 something thousand followers and 0 likes. So now I remember why I didn't think much of this project. Whatever this is, probably is not going to complete. Yeah, this is probably an old recycled account, or it's something that people already, left a long time ago. I wouldn't touch that drop. Wish I remember who. God damn it. I wish I remember who was asking about it though, just to give them a heads up. Like I wouldn't touch that one. And again, it's probably not even going to complete. But Nancy, it's there again. TGE in 16 minutes. I think, like my target though, all these, like my target, and I'm trying to like project past the token unlock is like 2-3 mil, right? And 2-3 mil is still a 10-15x. Now at launch time, this is when you make your decision. Do you sell and get the penalty? Or do you stake, and get your points? It gets tricky there. That's the game. And that, when people ask, what's the thing to get into? That's the game. That's what people are really asking. It's like, well, you get into all of them, but what do I do with it? Look, if Nancy goes to 10-15 mil and you got a bunch of points in there and you get a big allocation, I don't think it's a bad idea to sell and get that hit. Right? If you get a big allocation and you at 10 mil, you've got a 50x. I don't think anybody would regret doing that. Like, that's probably a great play, a 50x. But that's still the question that everybody's got to figure out, for themselves. So we'll watch again, 15 minutes. That's live. We'll be live when it happens. So we'll peek. Actually, you know what? Because it's usually like a 15, 20-minute delay after, we might not see it. We'll try. But we'll watch. So prediction, I think this gets to 7, 8, 9 mil. If this is a 10 plus mil market cap, I'm going to be pretty excited because that means like, I think this project is really good, like really good. But I also consider the really good, like baseline. This is a really good baseline agent. I think we're going to see a ton of agents this caliber launching like daily. We're going to get to that point where every day we probably have like 5 agents that are this good. Because, right, guys, we got a lot of people who build out here. And they're all wrapping their shit in AI. So we'll have really great agents launching every day, multiple. This is when the virtuals team says you don't have enough points for what's coming. This is like the best case scenarios that is coming right now, guys. Every day, multiple launches, not enough points out there, meaning what you go all in at, you have a much bigger allocation. Best part of this virtuals platform is still ahead of us. Kind of nowish, now all the way up till the beginning of the Solana integration. Let's check Capital. Yeah, I don't remember this one either. I got to do a better job staying on top of this. Again, why I'm making changes to the show is like this is the thing I have to know kind of inside and out. I know it well, but DeFi, cutting edge terminal. Let's see. So it's a DeFi play. Let's see. Okay, right off the bat, not super bullish on their description because it doesn't tell you anything. And it does matter. These are the little things I try to pick up on. You got to know what this is and why it's so fucking great in like a sentence. Like, what's the product? I don't know what the product is. But again, they have the project tab, so we'll peek at that. And let's pull up the founders or the team. It might be great. We're still gonna look. When does this open, by the way? In 2 hours. Okay, yeah, or I should say close. All right, let's see. Moonship, what do you mean here? I think Fuckcoin's going to cook, by the way. Okay. Trade smarter, win bigger. Okay, gas free, lightning fast swaps. Portfolio control, seamless token deployment with Clanker, DeFi insights. So still, what exactly is it? Like a trading terminal? Is this like a trading terminal that'll execute trades for you? Which I think it is. Execute trades, portfolio management to some degree, and then you can deploy tokens. Oh, so maybe this is almost like a token launch pad as well. I think this is like a mini AI DEX. Yes. Oh, Moonship, dude. Yes, that's absolutely true. I'll tell you this, man. I think a lot of the stuff we're going to see here is going to be vapor. That said, you guys, like all the projects we've had on the show so far, like on the Swarm Report, they're legit builders, right? We've had they're legit builders. So it's pretty fucking interesting. I'm seeing both sides, vapor, but also like there is some good, great teams that are building some really cool stuff. I still think Babysitter is the best sounding product I've heard over here yet. I think so. Roth, good morning, man. Good to see you, buddy. I think Babysitter is the best product I've seen over here yet. It just makes so much sense. An AI agent, and it's like a swarm of agents that help keep other agents safe when they transact. Good morning, Awful Eye. You're gonna like a video I'm putting out later. It's a virtuals tutorial. Exactly what you're looking for. Okay. So I think this one is like a token launchpad DEX. I'm not super bullish on it. Oh, dude, I did a pizza, by the way. Happy fucking, Bitcoin pizza day. My wife, when she called the pizza place and she asked if they knew what it was and they didn't. I'm like, you got to, when you go in and pick it up, tell them, please. But my pizza funded by Virgin yesterday. So I actually I should probably tweet that and thank them. Pizza on Virgin. Awesome. Yeah, I don't like Capital. That said, it'll do fine. It's still you're going to win off of it. You know what I mean? This is why this is so spicy. You can't lose on this shit. So actually, you know what? That then makes this kind of interesting, right? 166% oversubscribed, which means if this holds up and you go all in with your points, let's say you have 10,000 points, you're going to get 10 times more token out of Capital than you will out of Nancy. Right? You're going to get a ton more token out of this. And if this goes to 2-3 mil, we could do the math. I'm not gonna, but 2 or 3 mil, then you can figure out how much money you make on that versus, your smaller supply over here. But if this goes to, 5-10 mil, right? It's just, you start crunching numbers that way. But then it's more like, is it worth taking the hit too? It is a numbers game at that point. This one, I wouldn't feel great about locking up for 31 days. You know what? Let me check those founder accounts. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. This guy's followed by Jesse from Base and Nick from Base. Let's peek at their website too. Okay, that changes a little bit. Okay, not caring about that one. Okay, they have some Base employees on the team, right? This guy's a ecosystem growth strategist at Base. That's kind of interesting. That changes actually quite a bit about this. That kind of changes a lot about this. Yeah, Capital might be a play here, guys. If they have Base employees on the team, yeah, dude. I'm glad you brought this one up. I think Capital's a play. And I might actually go in. That's super fucking interesting. Yeah, I think the call is definitely Capital's a play. How big and whatever? I don't know. I have more hope on the upside or the longer horizon than I do something. Nancy, I think is cool, but again, Base employees building out this thing. I still, look at that 2-3 mil target, like 30 days down the road or whatever. This feels like one of those safer ones. How about that? Here's what I think about Capital. If you can get the big allocation, that's one I think you can safely park your money in and stake it for that period of time. And on the flip side of it, when you unlock your tokens, you're still going to be up. And that to me is what I think is perfect. If you're not going for the big multiples right now, right? You're not going for the 50x right now and then selling. If you're not doing that, if you're just looking for something to get points and still be up down the road when the unlock is there and then you sell and you're not going to take a hit, that might be a perfect one. I think I like this one a lot. And I don't think it'd be crazy to go all in on something like this. You get points for getting into the Genesis launch. You'll get points and the bonus for staking. And again, I think in, 31 days or, 7 days before you get that period where you can start trading, whatever, you'll still be up, right? This is not falling below 200K. It probably lives around a 2, 3, maybe 4 mil market cap. So at that point, you're still up 10, 20, 30, 10 or 20x. I like this one. I like Capital. Yeah, I might do all my points in it. I'm going to watch. I'll wait till much closer to. Let me see. Let me see if I go max how much virtual I need to get that max allocation. 29 virtual. Wow. So hang on. I'm doing the calculator here. 29. I'm just going to pretend like we 15x. What's virtual? Is it $2 a coin? I'll do $1.50 just to keep it estimate low. Okay, so that'd be like turning $60 Well, okay, yeah, this is easy. It's like turning, $60 into $600. That's if this gets to, let me again make sure I did my numbers right. I mean, that's if this gets to like a 2 or 3 mil market cap. All the while, I'm earning points. And here's what's interesting, guys. Like for me, 3,500 points came in 2 days. I find that on virtuals, this is okay. This is actually important. I think a lot of people asking the questions about what's the best way to get points and then use them, I think are not really using the platform much. And that's me too, right? I've made like 4 trades, right? But the times I've traded, every single time I've been surprised at how quickly I got points back. I'm finding that you get points back within a few days. All the points you put in, you're basically right back where you were. I think people figure that out once they really start getting in and trading. But until they do, everyone's like, I got to protect my points. I can't use them, right? I can't be without points here in case something big comes. And I think it's a mistake. I think the play is use it, stake it, grind. And then what happens to like cats? Cats, I don't know if you shared how many points you got, but what happens to cats then happens. Big points. Yeah, damn. Let me see if I have any virtual sitting somewhere. I think I'm going to, I want to watch this. This is going to change, right? This will probably go to 300-400. I shouldn't be talking about it now. Everybody's going to go in, right? Not that a ton of people are watching, but right, it all changes the more people get in. Your allocation is going to get lower. I mean, this might got all it's going to take is one tweet of people saying, guys, it's got some base employees. Like that probably is enough to kind of send it. I don't know. Let me check their site again. Yeah, I think this one's a play. Yeah. Yeah, darn. I think this one will, I mean, pretty obvious. This one will finish a lot higher, as in way more oversubscribed. I kind of think last minute this is going to get to like 500-600. All right. So now I'm trying to remember too. If I pledge all my points, but I only go 2.6 instead of like 28, I get my points refunded back. So that might not be a bad idea. I like it. I like it. Mike, are you watching? You're watching on YouTube, yeah. Yeah, I might look for some more virtual here. Hoods. Yeah. Yep. Hoods, we turned that around here. And I think a lot of people here have been in that spot. And to be honest, I think virtual is a great place to help with that turnaround. Because of the financial position. Again, we it's a great time to be in there and turn your one virtual into 50 or 100, and then you keep rolling that forward. This is a really cool opportunity, I think, for a lot of people. And part of me, like, don't you kind of want to keep it quiet to keep it that way for a while? I do. But, Cat is basically out of the bag. Yeah, I got to keep watching this. This doesn't make sense for it to be this low. I hope it stays. Do you know what I hope? I hope everybody, okay. So what we might be watching play out is what we said would be the best thing for this ecosystem. Too many good launches at once. Hopefully everybody max like full ported to Nancy, and they just don't have the points to go into this one. That could be. Or there's some people talking about like RoboStack. Maybe they're getting their points ready for this. Doesn't look like it, but maybe. Or what's coming up next? We know that bookie's coming in what, 3 days, 4 days? Maybe people are like, I can't waste my points. Can't waste my points. I need it for bookie. This is that perfect scenario here. So we'll keep watching Capimal. I am pretty damn sure I'm getting into this one. Like pretty damn sure. This one just makes sense. And again, we'll watch. Like, look, if we If we go all in here, okay, let me do numbers in my head again. Okay, hang on. All right, so here's the scenario. It stays where it's at now. Go all in. So all in, 27, 28 virtual. And this gets to a 10 mil market cap. That's, like basically a 50x. And I'm just going to lowball virtual again, say it's 1.5, right? $1.50. So that's $2,000. So it's turning $40 into $2,000. And that's where you start thinking, do I take the points hit? I'm not sure I would, to be honest. I'm not sure I would. I still think the better play here, because I think this will hold some value. And again, still 2, 3, 4 mil ballpark. It's where it settles in, a month. I think I just get that big old allocation. I think I stake it and just grind out those points. I don't think there's a wrong way to play it. And of course, the bigger you go in, the bigger your allocation. Well, if you get that 50x, it matters a hell of a lot more. I think Hoods is going to be like a cool success story here, man. Any predictions from you guys here about like percentage, how high you think it'll get? I think, yeah, I still think pretty darn high. But all right, let's go peek at Nancy, because that now is ended. And again, TG will happen, minutes. Nancy again, same thing. I think, I think these out of the gates 10 mil is what they're starting to do, which is wild. I don't think, I don't think they're worth 10 mil. I don't know. I don't know what anything's worth anymore. I still think where these settle is 2, 3, 4, but 10 out of the gate would be awesome. Again, that just tells me, if it's 10 out of the gate, that just tells me there's a lot of demand for this stuff. Like, people are really here. So I need to free up some virtual. I got to think about selling some Virgin to get some, and I don't want to, but guys, that's why Virgin is so great. That's why that Virgin token is so fucking great, because it does keep you liquid, right? It gets you the virtual to keep playing this ecosystem, no penalty for selling. That's a really fucking important token. I'm going to circle back to that. Let me just get through a couple other topics, and we'll get back there. But again, Vader's going to keep buying and burning Virgin, which is awesome. Dog. Oh, not Dog. Doge. Doge coming to Solana. Wormhole. At Wormhole, you'll see used more and more and more. I think we'll see tons of tokens from base Wormhole over to Solana. We already see it, but I think more. I think we'll see more of that. NFTs. It's funny, dude, how times are so different now. Like, NFTs just get like the last mention at the end, right? It's a bummer. I miss it. And we will get NFT season again. 17 million sales. Not amazing. I also think this is, it's not NFT season yet. It's just not here. Courtyard, your number one collection, followed by D-Market, CryptoPunks, Guardian Heroes. I don't know what Stead is. Guardian Avatars, Bad Buns, Punchy Penguins, DNS. Guys, GVC. I'm telling you, boys, cooking. Hey, there you go, Hoods. 40 and staked it into Virgin. I like that. I like it. Stabled up 20. I like it a lot, man. Such a great time, though, to just be grinding out, whatever. I was chatting with a buddy this morning, and kind of he's like, I don't have, I got no funds to play this with. I'm like, dude, just a buck. Just a buck. Tweet about this shit, get those points, turn your buck into $20 or $50, and then keep tweeting, and then turn your 20 or 50 into 100 or 200, and just do that a few times. That really, guys, that sets you up for this run. Because when this run really starts cooking, yes, we'll get into some of the meme coins really early. But when NFT season comes around, man, this is where the connections start paying off. We're going to get great whitelists. And, like, you get a great whitelist, those are automatic wins. And, the great whitelists are turning $100 or $200 into 2, 3, 4, 5,000. It gets stupid. But that happens a lot. Okay, so we saw that GVC video yesterday on the show. Somebody went and found that character from that video and bought him for 4.2 ETH, which is wild. But other big sales, a 10 ETH sale here, multiple 2+ ETH sales in GVC. They are absolutely going to fucking cook. Absolutely going to cook. Let's go peek at them. Let's go peek at some floor prices. Got some other stories around here. Doodle's going to be speaking at that Solana conference going on right now, which is awesome. Yeah, how are we looking here? Ordinals, not great. Oh, I like Runestone coming up, though. Good shit. Yeah, Ordinals are not getting any attention right now, which is awesome. Again, I got to have some conversations out there. I got to remind people of why we are so bullish on them. Man, am I bullish on that stuff. Like, crazy. Mixed bag. I mean, NFT's just really, really flat right now. Makes a ton of sense. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's bags are packed over in the fungible token side. You make your money there, you start rolling it to this stuff. The lower this stays, right, the less this stuff moves, the more violently it moves when that change happens. Everybody's parked in fungibles. We're going to watch this cook. We're going to watch Bitcoin smash all-time high. We're going to see this altcoin rotation, right? And then these NFTs, as long as they stay down, all of a sudden it's going to be like, I see the opportunity over there now, and that money just floods in here. Yeah, let me peek at GVC. You know, I love them. I have to. Man, again, people collecting the rare stuff. 1.69, 1.5. These are all in the past, few hours here. There's that 10 ETH sale. Here's that 2 ETH, 1.2, 1.1, 2.26. It's a spicy collection, man. This collection's really gonna rip. Really gonna rip. And like you got your different ways of like measuring where we're at, where collectors are at. And I use it. I look at my hoodie and I look at the offers there. It's all-time high offer on this guy, 3.4. That's the highest offer I've had on him. It just tells me this is how I feel people's FOMO. You know what I mean? This is how I feel people's because we've had the floor price higher than this, but I didn't have an offer higher than that before. That tells me that the people are feeling more and more like it's getting away from them, and they bring those offers up, right? All right, let's go check Nancy here. Thank you for that, man. Okay, so launched at 5 mil. Let's see if there's a bunch of buy pressure at the start. This is where it gets interesting too. I don't see personally a ton of upside on a launch that, out of the gate gets to 5 mil real quick. I'm not sure I feel that yet. That like I said before, though, if we have a whole bunch of new people in here and they are going to chase stuff, these can get to that 10 mil. That again speaks to the space. But I just don't see something like this living there. And if I'm wrong, again, super bullish for the space. It means there's a lot more money here. So let's see. Let's keep an eye on this. Maybe this does hit 10. And so keep in mind here too, if you got in Nancy, you're looking at what, a 25x from that pre-sale price. Just under a 25x. And so now play out the scenario when we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next drop, right? The next Genesis launch. How do you play it? Well, we use this. Simulate this one. Pretend like you got in here. You got in, 5 mil market cap. You're up 25x on your tokens. You staking and getting your points, or are you selling and taking the penalty and not accruing points anymore? And is it worth it for whatever your bag's worth now? If you put in, I don't know, $100 and you got a 25x on that, is it worth it? Might be. It might be for a lot of people. It would be. But if you think you get more points by staking, and that on the other side of that staking period, you're still looking at a 10x or so, and I think you would be, that might be the play. Stack more and more and more 10x's. It's just where do you get liquid from? It's where Virgin comes into play. This is so cool watching live, though, just to get a feel for it all. As we're watching that, guys, Becker, remember he's got his meme coin coming? I think he's about to launch his own fungible token launchpad. He's saying it's not. He's saying it's a new thing, never been done in AI and crypto. Okay, maybe I'll take him at his word. I thought at first he was going to do a virtual style like launchpad for meme coins, but instead I think he's doing like some kind of engagement type of launch, like he's been doing for his meme coin. A lot of like stay engaged, do these puzzles, do these quests. You get allocations if you win these things, something like that. I would guess is what he's doing, but let's keep an eye on this guy. Oh, dude, last night was the Trump meme coin dinner. And by the way, they are pushing back on crypto and yeah, this won't be super smooth, right? They still, I think it's mostly Democrats, but still trying to. I don't want to say they're trying to kill the Genius Act, but they are trying to change it. The Stop Trump and Crypto Act of 2025. There's still something to that. You're right. I think we're all pretty reasonable. There's something there that's fine and legit, and stuff he's doing that doesn't seem totally kosher. How's our volume looking? Man, that other one looks pretty fucking interesting. What was it, Cap or Cam or whatever it was? That one's looking pretty interesting. I'll say this too. If I'm comparing those two, the Nancy one and the Cam or Cap or whatever the fuck it's called, I actually think the other one's better. Maybe I actually think that other one's better. But if traders don't realize it's better, I don't know what that means for its market cap. What I do think though is that the other one has the potential that Base tweets about it. They tweet about very little. But I think, wow, the platform's getting brutalized by fucking, like, Base can't handle this shit, nor can the Virtuals website. No, Mike, I didn't see that. Can you stake and not unstake? Wait. Hang on. Can you stake and not unstake? And the stake not be punished? Oh, I got you. Yeah, here's how that works, Hoods. It's not about like, yeah, okay. The way it really works is the only way you're not punished for selling is if you bought more coins after the Genesis launch and you sell those coins. So basically, let's say you buy 100 coins on the pre-sale and then you bought, however many more when it's secondary, right? You can't dip below the 100 pre-sale coins. Once your balance goes under what you bought on pre-sale, that's when the cooldown happens. So if you bought 100 and you staked 50 and then sold 50, you're getting penalized. You're going on cooldown. If you bought 100, bought another 100 and stake it, whatever you're doing with it, right? Bought 100 pre-sale, bought an extra 100 secondary. You can sell 100 and you got no timeout. So it's like if the Virgin token yesterday was like an example, let's say that one had a lockup period and I sold, right? Well, I only sold a small chunk of it. I would have no cooldown there. So maybe your best play here is you get in on the pre-sale. If you think that the token's got room to climb, buy more. Buy more on secondary, right? Buy more right through the decks. And then you sell that. Just maintain your initial balance here and then no penalty. Hoods, what is this? The Lamar Odom thing. Dude, this site's wrecked, which is not good, by the way. A couple things here, by the way. The opening market caps are getting higher, right? 236K now. It's not 200 anymore. Price of virtual is going up. So, your multiples are getting a bit less, kind of. If the site's rough and we got all this extra volume, you getting into that other token launch, that cap or cam or whatever, I got to look. I can't remember. It might be harder, meaning you probably don't want to wait till the last minute to get into that one. Capimal, that's it. Okay, I like it. I like Capimal. Interesting. They're saying no tokens for them. All the BS. Oh, so is that Mike? That tweet I'd pulled up, was that the platform that they're talking about? This is almost 6 mil. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll check all that out. Okay. Watch Nancy, I think, to get a feel for what Capimal can do. I think Capimals are great. You know what's great about Capimal maybe? Is you can probably just sit for a few hours and wait and watch how it moves to make your decision on if you're going to stake or sell it. If it feels like there's some energy, like people didn't have enough points to get in the pre-sale, so instead they got to wait for the coin to be live and buy it then, that could send that thing. So I would say if you're getting in that pre-sale, don't stake right away. Sit on those coins for some hours and watch it. And if it starts cooking, it gets to that 10 mil and you got your 50x, then you consider, maybe selling then. Otherwise, I still think that's going to be a really solid one to park it, farm some points. But I need to actually consider getting in there now and not dealing with the site fuckery because it's super lagged. I almost didn't get into Bernie, right? Because the site was so slow. So yeah, if you're trying to get in that capital one, you probably don't want to chance it. You probably want to get in sooner rather than later. So I got to go find some virtual somewhere. And I might go all in on that. I'm curious how it's looking now. But yeah, I think here we go. 189. It's not as high as I thought it'd be yet. I do think this gets 500 plus. This one looks really solid. Site's wrecked. All right. I think we call it there. Dude, just so fun in the virtuals ecosystem. Stay tuned for the virtuals little tutorial video. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but again, a quick breakdown of how it works. Probably got to wait for this site to be working to get that knocked out, but that's coming later today. Share it with your buddies. Bring them in. Dude, X's. Yeah, what is going on with X? I think Choina brought that up during the Swarm report yesterday, and it was fine for all of us. And then within a couple hours, stopped working. Yeah, could be products that have that product market fit. In a way, right? It's an AI cycle, and Hyperliquid is just crushing with this leverage stuff. Yeah, could be. Could be. It's good stuff. Yeah, hit the like on the way out, boys. Subscribe over to Crypto Slam on YouTube. All this shit again. I need just a graphic to throw up. Crypto Slam IO over on X. And our AI agent, that is the Swarm_AI. Fun shit. Guys, this has been a blast. Enjoy your day. We'll see you in a few hours on the Swarm report, guys. Check in on Nancy. We'll see what's going on. We'll check in on Capital. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, guys, we'll see you soon. Yeah, there we go. Bye.